Title: Echoes from the Old Mill, a horror story of forgotten truths. I wasn't supposed to be there after dark. I knew that going in. Every local I talked to gave me the same advice. Don't stay past sundown at the old mill. Some said it was trespassing. Others just said, you'll hear things you don't want to. But I had a schedule to keep. And the mill had the kind of acoustics you can't fake. Hollow steel beams, massive cement vaults, natural echo chambers from the grain silos that had been gutted out decades ago. The whole place was a sound engineer's dream, or so I thought. The recording session started normal. I walked the perimeter, clapped near the beams, dropped rocks, spoke into the dark just to hear how it answered. The echo inside the old mill was beautiful, pure, wide, deep. It came back slow, like the building itself was catching its breath before responding. Around 4 p.m., I dropped a contact mic down into the old boiler shaft. Attached to a digital recorder, it was meant to pick up subsonic vibrations from the structure, totally standard. At 4:16, I started hearing things I hadn't recorded. A hum, not mechanical, tonal, like someone humming a lullaby from the bottom of a well. At 4:23, I heard what I can only describe as footsteps above me. Problem was, the floor above had collapsed years ago. I packed to leave, unnerved but still rational. Thought maybe my brain was playing tricks in the reverb. You can make anything sound human if you're expecting it. But right as I zipped my bag, the recorder beeped. Still rolling. I checked the levels. Something had tripped the gain. It was recording a voice, whispering. I pressed play. And I swear to God, I heard my own voice whisper back, you shouldn't be here. I don't scare easy. I've worked in tunnels, empty schools, and gutted hospitals where wind alone could make you think something was following you. This was different. The whisper wasn't just like my voice. It was my voice, same cadence, same breathing patterns, but I hadn't said it. I checked the waveform, isolated the frequency. It wasn't an echo of something I'd recorded earlier. It was new, fresh, something mimicking me. I should have left then, but I made the mistake every idiot makes in stories like these. I stayed. I told myself I'd misunderstood it, that I was tired, that I'd edit it later and laugh. So I did one more test, just one. I set the mic back down and walked 20 paces into the shadows of the main chamber. I clapped once. The echo came back just as expected. Full decay, clean. Then, a few seconds later, another clap. Not mine. Off-timed. Too close. Followed by 3 slow words. Still here, Daniel? That stopped me cold. I didn't put my name in any recording. I turned off the recorder and left. Didn't even break down the tripod. Just walked straight out to my car. I didn't play anything on the drive back. Didn't even call anyone. I felt watched. Like I hadn't fully left the building behind me. When I got home, I transferred the files. The audio from the last recording session was corrupted. All except one clip. 4:23:17 dot wave, I played it. And what I heard made me recoil so hard I pulled my headphones off. It was a conversation between 2 versions of my voice. One whispering, one panicked. The whisper said, you came back. The other one, my voice again, screamed, let me out. I didn't sleep. That clip kept looping in my head. Let me out. You came back. My voice, but distorted. Like it was panicking, trapped inside something. By morning, I convinced myself it had to be audio bleed from another session, a glitch, a corrupted file pulling from earlier projects. I reopened the .wav file. I noticed something I hadn't before. Background noise layered under the voices. A low, rhythmic knock repeating every 6 seconds. I isolated it. It was Morse code. I don't know Morse fluently, but I know how to search. After decoding, this is what it spelled: Cell 3, below furnace. I didn't remember seeing a Cell 3. I didn't remember seeing cells at all. By noon, I was back at the mill, against every instinct I had. The air inside was colder than before. Not just temperature, pressure. Heavier, like the building was holding its breath. I went back to the boiler shaft and climbed down the rusted metal ladder. 10 steps. 15. At the base was a concrete corridor I hadn't noticed before. Probably used for maintenance or drainage back when the place was running. The floor was wet, but I followed the path. It curved hard left dipped, then opened up. Cell 1, Cell 2, both rusted shut, then Cell 3. The door was already open. Inside, a small room, cement slab, broken chain on the floor, and on the wall, scratched deep into the brick, was this. You heard me. I turned to leave. That's when I heard footsteps, fast, bare, slapping wet against the concrete. I shined my light. Nothing. Then I looked back toward the cell. Something was in it now. Not a figure. A shadow with weight, shifting, swelling. And it whispered in my voice, "You let me in." I ran. Didn't look back. Didn't try to rationalize it anymore. I just ran. Through the corridor, back up the ladder, out the mill's rusted side door, into the gray daylight like it could save me. It didn't. That night, I erased the files. Every clip, every backup. But as I hovered over the confirm delete button, I noticed a new folder on my desktop. / replays I hadn't made it. Inside, one file. You left me here. .mp3, I pressed play, silence, then breathing. Then my voice, calm, slower than I'd ever speak. You can't delete what you carried out. Then came the sound of the mill, the echo chamber, the footsteps, and finally, my voice again, but not from the recording. It was behind me. I turned, no one there, but I felt breath on my neck. I moved 2 days later. New city, new apartment. Burned every piece of gear I used at the mill. Tried to forget, but it didn't matter, because the whispers didn't stay at the mill. They came with me. Every audio clip I record now has a background layer. Faint at first, then clearer. My voice, saying things I never said, begging, sometimes angry, sometimes laughing, sometimes just whispering. We switched. People still visit the old mill. Urban explorers, ghost hunters, sound designers like I was. Most come back, some don't. The ones who do bring something with them. A weight, a look in the eyes like they left something behind and took something else in return. If you ever find a file on your device you don't remember recording, don't play it, especially if it sounds like you. You've been listening to Haunted Chronicles. If the old mill whispered to you, be careful. Sometimes echoes aren't just sound. They're what's left behind. Subscribe for more true-feeling horror stories that don't stay in the dark. Like, share, and remember, if you ever hear your voice when you didn't speak, don't answer. Haunted Chronicles. We don't just tell stories. We let the silence speak.